15 Squadron of the Royal Air Force operates the Panavia Tornado GR4 from RAF Lossiemouth.Currently 15 Squadron is the RAF's operational conversion unit for the Tornado GR4. The OCU teaches pilots how to fly the aircraft and what tactics to use to best exploit the performance of their aircraft and its weapons. History. World War I. No. 15 Squadron was first formed at Farnborough Airfield on the 1st of March 1915 as a Royal Flying Corps training unit, commanded by Major Philip Joubert de la Ferté. It was mainly equipped with Royal Aircraft Factory B.E.2 centiseconds, supplemented with a few Bristol Scouts, and moved to France on the 22nd of December 1915, undertaking a reconnaissance role in support of the Army. It operated in support of 4th Corps during the Battle of the Somme in summer 1916, suffering heavy losses from both ground fire and German fighter aircraft. It was praised by Douglas Haig for its work in support of the Fifth Army in the Ancre salient in January 1917. It was again heavily committed to action in support of the offensive at Arras in spring 1917. It re-equipped with the Royal Aircraft Factory R.E.8 in June 1917, retaining the Harriet 8 until the end of the First World War. It moved back to United Kingdom in February 1919, and was disbanded at Valmiera on the 31st of December that year. One of the officers who began his career in the squadron during this era was future Air Marshal Sir Charles Steele. It reformed on the 20th of March 1924 at Martlesham Heath as part of the Aeroplane and Armament Experimental Establishment, mainly carrying out test flying of bomber aircraft. Number 15 was again reformed in 1934 at RAF Abingdon as a light bomber squadron equipped with the Hawker Hart. Its commanding officer of the day, Squadron Leader T.W. Elmhurst, DFC, instigated the squadron's tradition of writing its squadron number in Roman numerals. It received Hawker Hinds as a temporary replacement for the Harts before re-equipping with Fairey battle monoplanes in 1938. World War II. Still equipped with Fairey battle light bombers, the squadron flew to France in September 1939 as part of No. 71 Wing Advanced Air Striking Force. After returning to the UK, the following year it re-equipped first with Bristol Blenheims and again with Vickers Wellingtons before becoming one of the first short Stirling bomber squadrons. One famous Stirling was donated by Lady Macrobert in memory of her 3 sons killed in RAF service and named Macrobert Reply. In 1943, the squadron converted to Avro Lancasters. Cold War service. In 1947, the Lancasters were replaced with Avro Lincolns before the squadron adopted the nuclear strike role with Boeing Washingtons in 1951. 15 Squadron re-equipped with the English Electric Canberra B-2 bomber in June 1953, whilst at RAF Coningsby, Lincolnshire, later moving to RAF Cottesmore, Rutland and then to RAF Honington, Suffolk. The Canberra was used in combat in the Suez Crisis and dropped the most bombs in the 18 days of conflict. The squadron disbanded in July 1957. On the 1st of September 1958 it was reformed as the 2nd Handley Page Victor Squadron, stationed at RAF Cottesmore. In 1962, it was one of the many squadrons ready for action during the Cuban Missile Crisis. Deploying to RAF Tengar in 1963, it was on hand as a show force to deter Indonesia during the Indonesia-Malaysia confrontation. Following this, it was disbanded on 31 October 1964 upon withdrawal from overseas detachment service as a nuclear force. In 1970 the squadron reformed with the Blackburn Buccaneers to be at RAF Honington, shortly afterwards moving to RAF Lossiemouth in Germany. From 1971 the task at RAF Lossiemouth, assigned to SACEUR, was the support of the Army in European land battle, first in a conventional role, and later in a tactical nuclear delivery role, if required. RAF planning staff expected the squadron's 12 Buccaneers to be aircraft to suffer attrition of 1/3 their strength, leaving sufficient survivors, with those held back in reserve from the conventional phase, to deliver the squadron's allocation of 18 Wi-177 nuclear bombs. In 1983 the squadron's 12 Buccaneer S-2s were exchanged for 12 Tornado GR4s, for use in a similar role. From early 1984 the squadron subsequently became the first Panavia Tornado GR1 squadron in Germany. Tornadoes were able to carry 2 Wi-177 nuclear bombs, and the RAF staff expected that there would be enough survivors of the conventional war phase to deliver an increased stock of 18 bombs. The squadron's nuclear delivery role assigned to SACEUR continued at this strength until 1991, when it disbanded. Desert Storm onwards, deployed to Bahrain during the build-up to Operation Desert Storm, the squadron was given the specific brief to knock out Iraqi Air Force bases by bombing the runways. On its second mission, an ultra-low-level daylight mission against Rumaila Airfield, with squadron leader Pablo Mason leading a flight of 4 Tornadoes, his number 2 crew of John Peters and navigator John Nickel were shot down and became POWs. Mason flew a total of 24 bombing missions in Desert Storm, from ultra-low-level daylight, medium-level night bombing, and, on the 2nd of February 1991, the first-ever Buccaneer Tornado attack using laser-guided bombs. During the conflict, another aircraft crewed by 15 squadron personnel was shot down, resulting in the loss of FLT-LT Stephen Hicks and the capture of FLT-LT Rupert Clark. In 1992 No. 45 Squadron, the Tornado Weapons Conversion Unit based at RAF Honington, changed its shadow identity to No. 15 Squadron, remaining at RAF Honington until 1993, assigned to SACEUR in the role it had performed when based at RAF Lossiemouth. The squadron's equipment of 26 aircraft and 39 Wi-177 nuclear bombs was unusually large. Relocation to RAF Lossiemouth in 1994 brought reassignment to SACLANT in the maritime strike role, armed with a variety of conventional weapons and 18 Wi-177 nuclear bombs. Previous aircraft: Royal Aircraft Factory BE-2CC, 1914. Royal Aircraft Factory RE-8C, 1916. Hawker Hart C, 1934. Hawker Hind C, 1936. Bristol Blenheim C, 1939. Short Stirling C, 1941. Avro Lancaster C, 1945. Handley Page Victor C, 1958. Blackburn Buccaneer C, 1970. Tornado GR1 1983-2002. Tornado GR4 2001 present.